Hi, my name's Lindy and welcome to my channel. My website is www.lindycowling.co.uk and my email is info@lindycowling.co.uk. So I could say in a way this is part 2 to the video I brought out before this, but the title of this video is how to fire up your quantum heart grid timeline. How to fire up your quantum heart grid timeline. Now, again, I'm going to laugh because these are spontaneous and channeled directly through the heart. I might tweak that title, but that's along those lines. The first thing I'm going to say is this video is for Catherine. I have a dear friend called Catherine who asked me in person, could I bring this video out? And I said when I did, I'd bring it out for everyone, but I would give her the shout out and heads up because she's the one that's prompted it. So this is for my dear mate, Catherine. And to bring a smile to her face, but this is for you also. In the previous video, I was talking about that the quantum multidimensional heart grid, which is all interwoven with the energies of the earth, which is an inner grid of ascensionary consciousness that we are going through, many millions are going through, that is, in a sense, creating and a patisserie factor, a huge factor at the heart of the reality and timeline that you're living. So that grid is not just a conceptual thing, it's a real tangible thing. We are consciousness at the end of the day. We are infinite consciousness at the end of the day. And it's a real thing that many are the becoming the embodiment of, or are on that journey to, or have kind of signed up on a soul level or spirit level to do it. And they are magnetizing it, kind of activating it. And the world situation at the moment will activate still more people to do that. So as a way of strengthening one's timeline, activating that consciousness still stronger and aligning with it within oneself, there are certain things that you can do to help that. So if you think of us as essence, spirit, coming down into the vehicle of the soul, like coming down into a car, with our roadmaps, our blueprints, our templates, when we get to this point in our evolution, we're kind of throwing some of the roadmaps, the blueprints and templates out the window, and we're upgrading. So it's like we've upgraded our mapping systems, which will give an enhanced, true, whole, full, real experience, rather than just a tiny portion of that when we came in through programmed capacity, linear programmed reality. We're now deprogramming that and creating one's reality from the heart. So because this consciousness is real and these templates are real, and because you are in a real body, your energy field, your consciousness needs to be on board with the grid that you are firing up into, this quantum heart multi-dimensional consciousness grid, the ascension grid. It has to be on board with it. Otherwise, you've got a clash of energy. You've got your body following one roadmap and your energy following another, and it's like a tug of war inside. So this tug of war can be stronger if you've got emotional or mental components or history, unfinished business, stuff you haven't cleared yet that's yanking you back away from your own inner ascension grid. So you need to pay attention to that. If you've got repeating patterns or repeating stuff coming up, you need to do work on that. Of course, you don't have to always do that work on your own. You can get help with it, but you still need to walk your walk and do the work on it. So In order to align yourself with the mapping system of your Ascension Quantum Heart multidimensional grid, there are things you can do to help that. So I'm going to help you with that now. So let's call this an activation. Let's call this an activation because that would be correct. And this is an activation you can either do with me now on this video, or you can kind of reboot yourself and keep doing this activation for 5 minutes, 10 minutes every day, or now and again, as often as you need it, until your body, your own consciousness takes over the lead and you know, runs with the rugby ball up the field. Until you can do that, some of you might only listen to this video once and you're away, you know, you're doing it. Others might listen to it 10 or 20 times or something. But if you get into the pattern of rebooting this, it will help you roll over into and keep bobbing along nicely in the higher expression of your timeline, in the higher expression of your consciousness, in the middle of this quantum heart ascension grid that you are getting used to incorporating, getting used to living by. It's just starting for many people. So what I would ask you to do is not play this video when you are driving a car or operating any machinery. This video is designed to be played when you can sit down quietly for about 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes. Most of you may want to close your eyes, some of you may not want to close your eyes, but you'll probably be more relaxed and able to enter that inner state for the activation with your eyes closed. But if you don't want to, that's fine. Make sure you can sit or lay down undisturbed for about 10 to 12 minutes. So what I'm going to ask you to do first is take a deep breath. In and out. In and out. And as you listen to the words and the sound of my voice, I want you to imagine that you are floating way, 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 way up in the air. And from your vantage point, rather like a winged bird or a winged angel, from that vantage point way up in the sky, you can see below you the vastest expanse of water you have ever seen. This water is so vast in its expanse that it may be difficult for you to see where the edges of the water are, where it comes to the river edge or the lake edge or the water's edge. It's so vast, it's so wide, it's so expansive. And this water is no ordinary coloured water. It is laced with the energy, the component, the colour of copper. It's copper coloured liquid. If you were to imagine floating down with your beautiful light energy, your beautiful wings, if you were to imagine floating down and dipping those wings or dipping your fingers into that vast expanse of copper liquid, copper water, copper consciousness, you would find that it was it was textured so that there was almost like not a stickiness to it, but that it didn't just naturally run through your fingers. It had a tangible feel to it, a tangible feel, not exactly sticky and yet not running naturally through. And this is because this vast expanse of copper coloured liquid is also connected with and incorporating plasma consciousness. Plasma, your plasma consciousness. As you raise up again above this liquid, water, plasma, copper, cosmic consciousness, you will see a vast orange, yellow, golden, copper coloured sun. The sun looking bigger than you in your human form have ever seen it before. This copper, orange, golden coloured sun is low enough in the sky that it almost seems as if the plasma, copper, watery, vast expanse of liquid touches it, so that the sun is resting and feeding into the sun consciousness, feeding into the copper, plasma, liquidy, thick liquidy, golden, orangey consciousness. So the sun is feeding into it, so it's all merging and blending into one. This copper, sun, liquidy, plasma consciousness is your copper, sun, liquid, plasmary consciousness that has been sitting patiently in the outer lines of your energy field, waiting to be noticed, waiting to be embodied, waiting to be incorporated, because this copper, orange, sun, liquidy, plasma consciousness is at the heart of your ascension multidimensional quantum grid, all inside you. In other words, this is the circuitry, this is a method for completely aligning with that higher level of grid within you and completely aligning with and boosting that copper, sun consciousness, quantum, multidimensional heart grid reality timeline. Just as I said, if you imagine yourself above it, now imagine yourself immersed within it. Imagine yourself with your vast wings, your expansive wings like a bird, your expansive wings like an angel, your expansive wings just gently floating down and dipping yourself in your copper, sunshine, orangey, yellow, plasma, quantum, heart, consciousness. Imagine immersing yourself within it, and as you immerse yourself within it, you can imagine that you go down under the surface of that consciousness, and it's like being immersed within it, merged within it. To some of you, you might be using that amazing faculty of your imagination to be imagining, sensing and feeling that you've gone under it in this water-like form and you're immersed in it this way. For others, you might imagine that you're dipping your wings or your fingertips or your toes in it, or you're just dipping in and dipping out. For others, you will want to completely immerse within it. As you rise back up, many feet above this, now raise right up, so you've got this vantage view, this higher view, this expansive view. You may feel that the copper, sun, plasma, quantum, multidimensional, heart consciousness liquid grid is dripping from your wings, dripping from your hands, your fingers, your body. But know that because you're immersing yourself and merging with it, it is communicating with that grid within you. It's all yours. The emergent plasma, copper, sunshine, multidimensional, quantum, heart, grid, liquidy consciousness is now around your energy field, informing, communicating with, because it's an ongoing communication between you and your higher consciousness, your higher self, your higher consciousness, your higher outcome, source, God, the universe, nature, all incorporated in natural elements, water, earth, trees. It's all incorporated in this level of consciousness. And you may imagine or feel or sense that that plasma, sun, copper, ascension consciousness is literally radiating from your energy field, your aura, and you would be correct in that, because what you are internally expresses externally. It's a micro and macro, an inner and outer. Take a deep breath in and out. In and out. This activation, you can use this once. You may be drawn to do this activation every day for a number of days or a number of weeks or longer. What I will say to you is, in the early days of doing this, you are boosting a neural pathway in your brain. You're boosting your energy field, you're stimulating your consciousness, and you're getting things moving to align with your more conscious timeline, your quantum, heart, sun, copper, multidimensional, unified timeline. So it's really up to you whether you want to set aside 10 minutes a day to do this, or if you want to do it in your own way. Perhaps you don't like the way I'm doing it, but you get the idea and you want to do it that way. What it's doing is it's stimulating and merging you with those higher levels of your own quantum heart consciousness. It's aligning you with the circuitry needed that is very beneficial to keeping you on track with that aspect of your own consciousness. You're boosting your own circuitry, helping your own circuitry to do that. like an electrical circuitry, like electrical conscious beings, which in body form we are when you think about it. So when you're ready, allow yourself to float away from the expanse of liquidy plasma view that you had over the top there. Bring yourself back, fully back into your consciousness. So now imagine that your feet are down on the floor. So if you're sitting watching this, be aware of your feet solidly on the floor. If you're laying down watching this, be aware of your body solidly laying in the bed. That you're back in the bed, back in the room, back in the chair. Bring your awareness back fully into you. And when you're ready, open your eyes. If your eyes are closed, and if they're not closed, you've got them open anyway. And just give yourself a little move around, body a little move around, a little tap of the face, whatever. Just make sure you're back in the room again, because this is a very powerful activation. Very powerful activation, this one. Like I say, this is designed to keep you aligned with your higher reality and higher outcomes on your higher timelines, which is very exciting, because when one keeps aligned with that, you are forming your timeline and reality, and in some respects creating it. So on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope that helped. You know where I am. If you want to join me on Patreon, I'm on there. If you feel inspired to make a donation, donations are welcome. I hope wherever you are in the world, you're doing okay with everything that's going on in these very interesting, shall we say, times. And I spoke at length about those times in the video before this one, so have a look at that. I'll love you and leave you for now. Take care, look after yourselves, and I'll see you again soon, guys. Bye.